So in our work together on this design process this fall, we've been trying to answer this question: are there our students really ready for college, career, and community? How can we present challenging, preparing, and assessing our pathway students through capstone projects? That was a focus for each of ours, since we all have career tech ed pathways at our high schools. And that's our 4 schools that have been working together, not just this year, but last year as well, in a variety of ways as a cohort. And these are some of the things that we've been working on in ways that we've been working together. So this isn't a new relationship, this is an established relationship over the past year. We've met multiple times in the past year for administrative learning academies. So when administrators meet, we meet as a cohort, and we have common goals. Also, we have met with the Pathway Leadership Series, where we brought site-specific staff and teachers around common questions so that we can share practice and engage in conversations to problem solve for our individual sites. We did linked learning journeys. We went and visited schools in different parts of California to learn about their programs, for their career tech ed programs. We also have the Capstone Innovation Series. That's where we're at now this fall. And our instructional rounds we do together as well, and we have a common problem of practice, and we visit each other's schools to provide feedback and get the experience of other schools. So we have an established relationship from last year until this year.
One of the opportunities that we get to be able to work with each other for 2 consecutive years is the ability to cross-pollinate and see what are the strong initiatives that are occurring at other schools, and maybe adopt some of those initiatives, whether they're structural or instructional shifts. And one of the things that we borrowed from O'Connell and adopted at Balboa is at the end of the year we tagged on 4 additional professional development days for over half of our certificated staff, to be able to reflect on the lessons or the units or overarching projects, learn about other capstones, and then revise so that the capstones can continue to bring into fruition the graduate profile of Vision 2020.
And Frida mentioned some of the structural shifts and the instructional shifts, and O'Connell has taken these on starting about 5 years ago. And the thing that's galvanizing all 4 schools as a cohort, and the incredible transformative piece for O'Connell in particular, is the senior capstone. This opportunity to genuinely see every single graduating senior demonstrating the graduate profile, including the content knowledge, the knowledge of self, knowledge of community, and the career and life skills. In particular, I think about some of my seniors, one of whom was able to use her knowledge of behavioral science to design an app for young people to manage their anxiety, including the primary research that she's doing actually with her peers and the professional journals. I'm thinking about a young man who was creating a proposal for fast fashion that was sustainable, drawing on his content knowledge of different generational trends in U.S. history. And I'm also thinking about a young woman who wanted to tackle the problem of human isolation using art. And so actually did some graphic mapping of how interactions will change when you install an interactive art project in the school. So for me, it has been such a joy to be working alongside these other schools, because we're in this together. And as you heard Julie say, we're able to cross-pollinate and go on these learning journeys together. We have this unique vision that sets us apart from other high schools in the city, to genuinely see every kid ready for college and career, living that graduate profile through the senior capstone.
So this is the shared overarching challenge. How might we rally around a compelling vision for jaw-dropping? Everybody say jaw-dropping. Jaw-dropping. Jaw-dropping.
Drop the jaw.
Jaw-dropping. Demonstrations of the SFUSD graduate profile in all of our pathways and for each and every student. So the ideal is when you're a senior, you are able to display all that hard work over the last 4 years of your high school experience. What was that all for, right? So that's the whole reason we're together, so that we can, use each other. We don't have to work in silos. Our schools have a unified vision that we want to see. So we are kind of changing doing what a regular comprehensive high school looks like. We're trying to do things a little bit different so that our students will graduate and say, this is what I learned in the last 4 years, and I am empowered to move forward after that.
Through this design process this fall, we've been able to look at some models of other schools and how they have also used capstones in their school sites. So now we're going to transition to hearing from 3 of the schools in this cohort. Thank you very much.
Well, good evening, folks. I'm Michael Rosenberg. I'm the Law Academy Director and Teacher at Balboa High School. And Balboa is deep in the heart of the Excelsior District, school of rich tradition, strong academic and athletic prowess. And, you know, we have a long tradition, but in 1994 it was actually a tie-breaking vote on the school board that kept us going after about 20 years of some economic, academic, and behavior challenges. It gave us an opportunity to continue forth, and we're very proud of that. In 1996, we had to go through reconstitution, and that led to a new crew and a new vision, and leading to us creating new pathways. 1997, the Law Academy was introduced, followed by the Environmental Science Pathway in 1999, and then the Creative Arts Pathway CAST in the year 2000. No Child Left Behind took Balboa from a 1-1 school to an 8-7 school in about 7 years, and also, you know, that was the dedication of a hardworking staff and faculty and administration focused on Balboa. By 2012, we became the school with the largest wait list of all high schools in San Francisco and a strong relationship with our outside community partners. We have a very high graduation rate, very low suspension rate, and with the addition of Pulse and game design, we're firmly on the road. Good and great.
So, hi, Sergio Robledo Madrazo. I am the department head for History, Social Science, and I also teach in the Pulse Pathway. So Michael gave us the larger context of where Balboa has come. If we fast forward a little bit to 2017, by this time we have the 5 established pathways. So that means that by this time there's a lot of collaboration happening in the 11th and 12th grade. However, the 9th and 10th grade, there really wasn't a whole lot of coordination happening, collaboration. And also 2 of the 5 pathways did have capstones by 2017, and 3 of the 5 had 11th grade touchstones, but that's not all of our pathways having capstones. Starting last school year, we built into the master's schedule the possibility for 9th and 10th grade housing. So really what that means is for 11th and 12th grade, they sort of push forward and we have more pathways for capstones. But at the 9th and 10th grade, we began the conversation for possible articulation. Moving us ahead, we are looking at making sure that all our pathways have capstones that are attuned to the SFUC grad profile. And the idea is that the 9th and 10th grade will be using their collaboration and articulation to figure out how do they build a solid foundation for our 9th and 10th graders so that they're successful in the 11th and 12th grade to have it. So that's our ultimate goal. But there was something missing.
So through this process, we were just trying to figure out like what our issue is among many. And basically we came out, we figured we need to figure out, you know, how can we create a consistent experience for the students, vertically across grade levels and across all the pathways. Oh, by the way, I'm Eva Rage, I'm the teacher of the game design pathway at Balboa. And we also decided to use, along with everybody else, the capstone as a unifying driving force for this student experience for and we're doing a lot of PBL work that we've been putting into play the last couple of years at Balboa. So with that notion, we developed this driving question for how might we create a roadmap to a cohesive capstone experience for all stakeholders developed by many stakeholders.
So the roadmap was sort of the missing piece, right? And so what might that roadmap be? And what we've come to understand is we need a rubric that clearly that all pathways use that would serve essentially as our sort of North Star. This is the Buccaneer, our galleon, right? And so what we would need to do is figure out what are we trying to make sure that all students are trying to hit in terms of the grad profile, make sure that every single pathway is using the same rubric, and then essentially reorient the ship. so that when we're doing this 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade articulation, now we know where exactly we're trying to
And simply to illustrate that great visual is our true theory of action written out. So if we unite Balboa around a shared rubric for senior capstones, this can serve as Val Buckley's North Star, providing a set of outcomes that can guide our school's work, so that we develop greater consistency in student experiences across all classrooms that really increases the equity of the experience. Kat Aronson's AP Balboa.
I'm Lisa Maldonado. I teach ninth grade English, and I also teach in the Law Academy teacher. Before we can take any actions, we needed to gather some data. So we did that through fishbowls and empathy interviews and staff surveys. We pulled a few of those
Hi, I'm Mark Villegas. I'm the pathway coordinator. I helped conduct fishbowl interviews, which were recorded audio with Mr. Rosenberg. We're going to share student voice, which is very important. If you can't follow along, there's some transcribe the.
I think we should have college for senior year instead of freshman year, because I feel like we forget about it because it's on the senior year, which I don't think why we're right now.
So as of right now, I'm part of the climate action design team. So basically, we developed a discovery plan to see how they're exposed to like climate change and like global warming. I learned about that through Steve, who's one of my WAP teachers.
Another quote that we pulled was from the MPK interviews. One person said, and this was in many official statements, even my cousins who came here told me law and law will only when we were pathways. That will prepare me for college and writing essays and things about college course. Another piece of data that we pulled was from a staff survey that's and so as you can see, one of the questions was how beneficial would it be to seniors to complete a capstone project? The majority of our staff said it would be very beneficial. None of our staff said it would be not beneficial. So we pulled insights from that data, and the following insights to be expressed. So the idea of that there are many misconceptions about pathway identities from our student population. Now, it's not true. I mean, all of our pathways prepare our students for post-secondary institutions. However, students don't know that. The second thing is that staff and students believe that graduation requirements are not enough to prepare them for school, and we all want students to have more choice and creativity. In addition, the need for constant input from stakeholders was made clear as we move forward.
Using all these insights, we created a plan. That was our prototype. We also showed this to many different stakeholders and got more feedback. So definitely what we need to do is get this, creating an advisory board that's going to help us onboard and institutionalize this process throughout all of Balboa. We need to have professional development and training, all that was mentioned before. The biggest message was that we need to have continuous feedback throughout this entire process.
So the ask is student stipends, because they are the focal point of this work. So paying students to collaborate with and reward them for the work. Extended hours for staff to continue this work for the next year and a half. Extra support in terms of summer stipends for teachers for our next PBL Institute, which will happen next school year. And supplemental funds for a coach for site leadership as we roll this work forward beyond the year.
So in closing, today's modern students now like not like any learner in history. They want to be challenged, they want to be inspired, they want to use the tech they like in their schools, and they expect a lot from their educator. They have high expectations, and so us being student focused with all this data, this is what's kind of motivated, like the reason